Hey yo, can you guess what today's episode is about? It is Makin Bacon, baby.
Hey yo, this is Zax coming at you with my very first Hog Attacks Town Hall 8. My absolute favorite type of attacks. And I'll show you exactly how I do it and some requirements, and we'll go from there. So, buckle up, here we go, baby. Alright, before you start becoming the ultimate hogger, you need to make sure that your hog raiders are at least level 3, um, but you should take them up to 4 if you can, as soon as you can. Uh, your heal spells need to be level 4, but of course you want to get them to level 5 as soon as you can. You do need to have your Barb King. He can be level 1. He's used a lot for cleanup and stuff around the outside, and every once in a while he'll have to engage the enemy Barbarian King. So you need to have him. And then if you get him to level 5, then he can have his ability. Okay, then your clan castle, you really need to have it at level 4, so you got space in there for 5 hogs. And you need to have your army camps up to level 6 to get your 200 capacity. Okay, so this is all Town Hall 8 hog riding. Remember that. Alright, so the holy triad of hogging, in my personal humble opinion, and I invented this terminology. But first, I do hazard identification, then deal with hog pathing, and then the spell placement. Okay, now the hazard identification is one of the most important things. There are 2 things that will end any Town Hall 8 hog attack, and they'll end it pretty quickly. Double giant bombs, and just giant bombs. And then the clan castle, especially if there's a dragon in there, or wizards, or archers, or valks. They will eat up your hogs. So we have to identify those hazards, and we have to figure out a way to eliminate those hazards or avoid them. So I will show you on the replay that I do, and actually I'll show you right here. So this is the base of the replay that I'm going to show you, and this is with hazard identification. If you look inside the base, you're looking for areas that are at least 2x2, or actually 4x2 for double giant bombs. And when I'm going through this base, I see a few potential spots. There's one right there where there could be a giant bomb, or there, or there, there, or there. Okay, so those are the areas inside the base that I'm concerned that there might be a giant bomb. And you can see that there's only one area, maybe 2 areas where there could be double giant bombs. So I'm going to try to avoid those. The attack that I did was a first attack on this base, so you really have no idea. And as it turns out, the 2 giant bombs that actually get triggered were on the outside of the base, not on the inside. There were hidden Teslas on the inside, which are just like any other defensive building. You just gotta get to them and take them down with your hogs. Okay, so that's the first part of the hazard identification, is where the giant bombs may be. And if you look at this bottom left hand one, I could send a hog in there and maybe trigger that giant bomb if it would have been there. So that's what I ended up doing. I sent in a single hog right in between that cannon and the mortar there, hoping to trigger any giant bomb that was there. Ends up there was not one there. Okay, so that triggered the clan castle, the dragon that was in there. I brought him out with an archer and used 2 poison spells to bring him down. The great thing about the new update for hogging is they give you an extra 30 seconds, and you don't even really need to pull the dragon outside of the base anymore if it's just a dragon. It's just a habit that I'm into. You could actually just drop the poison spell right where he's at, let the first one go to work, then drop the second poison spell, and it'll kill even a max dragon. 2 poison spells will. Okay, so that is a lure. You'll see it when we do the replay, and that is how I dealt with the hazard identification. So now the clan castle is gone. There's no dragon there anymore. So my next is hog pathing, the second part of the triad. Okay. Now you just have to remember that hogs, they are going to go from defensive building to defensive building. They'll hop over the walls. They'll keep going. So, I always use 2 fingers and drop them off. You can do 1. 2 helps split in case there happens to be a bomb or something, so they'll take less damage. And also it helps you get the hogs on the board faster. You could do 3 fingers if you want. You could make a straight line if you want. But this is the way I do it, and you're more than welcome to do it any way that works best for you. And I try to start them on different sides of like a corner of the base there. I try to start them each on one side, and that helps them split and work. One works clockwise and the other works counterclockwise all the way around the base. So I know when I send them down, they're going to first go for this cannon right here. After that, they're going to split, right? Because you've got that archer tower and that mortar both right there. So they're going to split. And now I've got them going in 2 different directions. Now I know from there, the top group are going to go to the cannon and the air defense, and the bottom group's going to go to that wizard tower. Okay? And then they're going to go to the archer tower, and then they're going to go to the mortar, and the top group's going to go to that archer tower. They may go to that air defense. And then I know they're going to follow the path around this way, okay? So I know that that's how my hogs are going to travel. And I know they're going to all meet up over here at the end by the king. That's why I brought in my main force from this opposite side, so that the king was not an issue at all. He's not going to deal with them until I get close to the end of my raid. And I'll have all the other defensive down. So that's why I came in from the direction I came in. Okay? So the last part of the triad of spell placement triad of hogging is spell placement. So as the hogs are going around, you just have to be ready to drop your heal spells in a place where you can get the most bang for your buck. You want the most hogs in the area for as long as you can have them. If you think there's a giant bomb, then you want to put the heal spell down before your hogs reach that area. So as soon as they get into the area of the spell, they're getting healed. Then the bomb goes off, and then they'll stay in that area and finish getting healed up after the giant bomb. In this example, the hogs didn't trigger any giant bombs until the very end, and I pointed that out in the video. So that part was moot here. So as the hogs are going around, I saw they're starting to get a little bit weak, the group that went to the north. So I dropped a heal spell there, and then I dropped a heal spell on the group that was on the south. You see I covered a bunch of area, so they would be in that heal spell as long as they could, because they're going to go from one of those circles to the next, to the next, to the next. That keeps them in that area a long time and lets them soak up all that heal spell. And then I drop one right at the end where they meet back up together, so I can grab them all, and then they take down the king, and that is that. Okay, so here is the attack on this base. You can see the army composition that I've got there. I've got 31 hogs, 10 wizards, and 5 archers. Inside my clan castle, I have got some max hogs. I've got my Barb King at level 8, and I brought 3 heal spells. I brought 1 poison spell, and then 1 in the clan castle, and I'll show you why I do that. Alright, so like I said, the hazard identification, I assumed that the giant bombs were inside, and the Teslas were inside this base. Turns out I was wrong. This was the first attack on this base, so you never do know. So the first thing I got to do is lure out the clan castle, and this is how it goes. I sent in 1 hog right here, and I sent him in right there because I thought there might be giant bombs right there, and I was hoping I could trigger it if it was there. But I got the dragon triggered. He dies. I send in one archer on the left there. And out he comes. This part takes a while sometimes. Okay, so then I drop a poison spell. And just let it go to work. And now with the extra time, you can see you've got 4 minutes during a raid. And we have a lot of time left over because hog attacks are so fast. Drop the second poison spell. I could actually do that inside the base. I don't need to pull him out away from the base, but I do. So then I put 2 fingers down, set in 2 lines of hogs. I do that so if there is something, it won't get all of my hogs at once. And then they start working their way around the base. And I know they're going to go from defensive building to defensive building. See them start to take a little damage, so I drop the first heal spell, then I'll drop a second heal spell here pretty quick. On the bottom there, yep. Some go flying with the spring traps, and they're starting to take some damage, so I'll drop that third heal spell when they get back together, and I can get all of them in it, and let them finish up the defensive buildings. And then they turn on the king, and he's gone, and now there is no defensive left. But you'll notice, I still have not triggered the giant bombs. Now this is a really good example of how much damage giant bombs will do to hogs. I want you to watch this area right here. I've got all my wizards and my barb king on the outside cleaning up all the trash, and I know they'll make it to the inside. At this point I know for sure I got a 3-star in the bag, but I want you to watch this and see exactly how much damage a giant bomb does. See, the hogs are pretty much full health, and then boom, almost dead, all of them. That's why a giant bomb can end a hog raid if you're not careful. Even if that would have taken all of them out, I still had enough wizards and barb king, and I had plenty of time left in this attack. I think I would have got all 3 of them. I would have got all 3 stars, but I just wanted to give an example of how a giant bomb will end your hog attack quick if you're not careful. Okay, so there is my very first episode of Hogging for Town Hall 8. I hope to bring some good Town Hall 9 content coming up in the near future. I just want to take a quick second to wish everybody a happy new year from our family to you and yours. And I hope we have a great 2016. And also, go Hawks, beat Stanford in the Rose Bowl. Until next time, hey yo, let's get better, baby.